All right. So it looks like we do have our first caller is ready. We have got this person. Okay, has a lot of, to quote him, conspiracy theory beliefs. Believes in shadow people, flat Earth, aliens, and UFO. So we're going to get to take our pick. Peter, you are on with Richard and Ethan. How are you?
Hey, how's it going, Richard, Ethan? I'm doing amazing. How are you guys doing?
Doing well.
Good
Thanks
evening,
for
Peter.
taking the time to call tonight. So,
Of course, it's a pleasure. Thank you for having me.
yeah, Richard, what are you thinking? Do you want shadow people, aliens,
Wow.
UFOs, or flat Earth?
Let's go with aliens.
Sweet.
It's been in the news recently, so let's go down
Love
that route.
aliens. All right, Peter, what is the most compelling evidence for aliens?
Awesome. Good question. Good subject to start off. So, my belief on aliens is that, based on scriptures, I think it's the devil himself, with the fallen angels. It's the best evidence I would say for that. Besides scriptures, I think that, we see these, I like to call them aircraft, airplanes in the sky. I've actually witnessed them when I was younger. There's videos all over the internet on YouTube about them too. I do security in the K9 division, and I work with Russians and Armenians. And I have one of my co-workers. He's an older fella. He's probably like on his early 50s, and
Okay.
I'm not saying that that's old or anything.
No,
But he actually has a authentic video of a UFO, and it's like this red orb in the sky that just appears and disappears, and I was mesmerized by it.
Let me just stop you a minute, Peter. I have no problem whatsoever with authentic videos of UFOs. Lots of people have authentic videos of UFOs that later turn out to be something perfectly normal. So what about the video do you actually find compelling to make you think it's aliens as opposed to something that is just unknown, that you've not identified yet, that could be perfectly mundane?
Great question. So when I saw the video that he showed me, it's basically a giant red orb. It seems like it's some type of energy. It's not fire. It's just a red energy. It's kind of like if you were to look up in the sky and see like a star, but it's much closer and much bigger, and it would just literally be on top and disappear and reappear. Something that is not natural.
Okay, let me stop you again. Sorry, I don't mean to keep interrupting. I've had literally that experience in real life, not on video, in real life. I was about 17. Me and some friends were driving back. We were about 30 miles away from home, middle of the countryside. Quite a lot of trees behind us. We kept seeing a big red orb. Literally, it looked like it was following us, looked like a ball of energy. We were driving for about 20 minutes, could constantly see it just flickering in and out of the trees. It turned out it was a light at a train station, a freight train station. But by the way we were positioned, it just literally looked like a big ball of energy following the car. How can you dismiss something like that?
Wait, sorry, did you say it was a train?
It was a light at a freight train station, a static light. But because of the position of it in relation to the car, and because we were moving, and because there were trees and it was dark, the way it was flickering through the trees made it look like it was literally following the car for about 20 minutes.
Okay. Yeah, I guess, yeah, Peter, how would you rule out a naturalistic explanation like that?
Perfect question. So I ruled all that stuff out due to the fact that most things could be perspective based, like the whole train incident with you guys. So I know for a fact there was none of that stuff because the video it's clear. It's super HD. He has a brand new iPhone, the current model. And when you see the video, he's literally shooting straight up in the sky. There's nothing else. You could see the stars like in the background and
so it was nighttime.
There's no noise.
Peter, it was nighttime.
It was like level to like where a train would be or a house would be. It's literally in the sky.
Okay, so let's grant, or at least I will grant, that it is a UFO. How do we know that that UFO is indeed alien and not, for instance, like a government ship?
Another great question. So the thing about that is that I believe that UFOs are actually built here on Earth. Like I said earlier, I believe the people inside these crafts are aliens, which it's a modern word for the devil, because the devil is always constantly changing names. He goes from like Satan to Lucifer to whatever other names there is in other parts of the world, but the most modern one is alien, and it's a deception. And
so are we assessing this, Peter, if you don't mind me asking, are you making the connection between the Bible, which I'll go into shortly, and UFOs and aliens? What is the connection you're getting there?
Perfect. So the connection is that in scriptures it says that the devil fell from heaven and he's like the all-knowing one. So he actually has the secrets of heaven, and all the metals and other type of material that he would need to build a type of aircraft that could be defy the laws of physics could be actually found here on Earth. So
where in the Bible does it say that the devil has the secrets of heaven? And what are the secrets of heaven? Surely only God's party to that knowledge, to the secrets.
Yeah, I'm not as well versed in the Bible, but I don't remember that.
Mm-hmm. I can't specifically remember the verse, but I do remember that there's in Genesis there's a guy by the name of Enoch, and I believe he walked with God, and God showed him and told him how there's fallen angels here, and how certain angels taught humans how to do certain things like makeup, witchcraft, fire, metalwork to make swords and stuff like that. So I believe
that's a far cry from creating UFOs, though, isn't it? There are people in the Bronze Age who could create swords and fire.
Yeah, correct.
They're not necessarily the secrets of heaven, is what I'm trying to get at. They're things that people have known for thousands of years.
Exactly. Those are just, I guess you could say, like when because the devil and the fallen angels have interacted with humans throughout the whole passage of time,
Mm-hmm.
and they didn't teach us exactly everything. They just taught us how to do certain things, the bigger secrets to like how to build amazing technologies and stuff like that, kept to themselves.
So they've not taught us the secrets of heaven then? Because previously you were saying that the reason that people had built these craft were that the devil had taught them the secrets of heaven. But now the devil hasn't taught them the secrets of heaven. So I'm just a bit confused as to where you're actually going with this, what the actual claim is. I'm trying to pin you down on what the actual claim is and the connections you're actually making between the Bible and these UFOs.
Correct. So I'm not so sure, like I said, I'm not so sure if humans are the ones building this, but I know that these aircrafts are being built here on Earth for sure. There's no need for planets or for them to be coming from Mars, because all the materials needed to build anything could be found here on Earth. We have exotic elements, metals, and all this other stuff. The only hard thing is to how to put them together to make the aircraft. But like I said, the devil has this knowledge, this wisdom. He is the king of the earth for now.
So let me ask you this. Are you open to it just being a regular aircraft created by humans? Or are you like 100% yes, this was created by the devil?
I think it could possibly be a little bit of both. I do believe that humans, a certain group of humans, are working with the devil hand by side, hand in hand. So it could either be humans helping a certain elite, helping the devil build these aircrafts, or it could just be the devil himself.
Why do you think the elite would want to help? I guess why would people be working hand in hand with the devil? And why would the devil need aircrafts?
Perfect question. So the devil would need aircrafts due to the fact that there's more land beyond the North Pole than what they're telling us. That's where there was a map found in a Buddhist temple, ancient Buddhist temple. I think it was like in the 18 something, and it depicts the whole United States, America, Africa, Madagascar, everything, and then it also shows
which Buddhist temple.
Surrounded by,
because
like,
now you're hitting my exact area of expertise.
I didn't
Which
hear
Buddhist temple? Sorry, Ethan.
No, sorry.
Sure.
Peter.
Let me Google this real quick.
I totally lost my train of thought.
So,
go ahead.
Yeah, no worries. So, meanwhile, I Google the Buddhist temple and the map found. Like I was saying, because you guys sometimes the devil puts everything in plain sight, and when you break down the word extraterrestrial, there was actually a general by the name of E. Byrd who did some of the first explorations on the North Pole, South Pole, and with the funding of the American money, he was able to explore the North Pole and go further than any other human has ever gone. And he came back stating they're stating that there's more land beyond the poles, you know, and so it's very difficult to reach those places.
Can I just stop you just 1 second?
Technology.
Do you mind if I just stop you 1 second?
Yeah, I had a question.
I've actually got a friend who's been to the North Pole.
Really?
Yeah. So, and they reported no such thing as extra land beyond the North Pole.
So here's where I'm confused. When you say like extra land beyond the North Pole, are you saying, because if it's round, well, okay, you believe the Earth is flat, correct? So when you say extra land, do you think there's more land that's not accounted for on this flat Earth? Is that accurate?
Correct. So there's more land that is not accountable in the modern maps that were given. And these maps, or these extra land, like I said, there's General E. Byrd. It's all documented. He said that he found more land. And it's very difficult to access it. And that's where these UFOs come from. They're extraterrestrial. They come from the extra land that's out there. It's not.
Peter, can I just ask you a question? Because you've just said something which has just piqued my mind. And this may be in your defense. So, is it, according to the flat Earth maps I've seen, the North Pole is in the middle and it's the South Pole which goes around the outside, which has got the extra round at the maps outside. So are you saying that it's actually the North Pole that's round out the outside and not the South Pole?
Oh, yeah. Well, sorry about that. I probably got it confused. You're right. The North Pole is in the middle of the map, and we're
right. So I was just checking. That's all.
And iceberg. No, you're good. You're good. But like I said, when they say extraterrestrial, it doesn't mean like these UFOs are not coming from Mars or Jupiter or Venus. They're actually coming from this land that is not accountable, that it's nearly impossible to get to with like modern technology, and that's the reason why they have these amazing aircraft.
So do you
that are capable of traveling there?
So if you think the Earth is flat, like, do you? I guess because I'm not that familiar with how much flat earthers believe. Do you think like we are actually in a galaxy and there are other planets, like as you specified, Mars, you know, Mercury, Venus? Are these like other planets in our solar system, or are they just figments or illusions? Like, where are you at on that?
Perfect question. So moving on to the flat earth, I believe that kind of like what scriptures say, earth is immovable, so we don't move. Kind of like there's mentioned something about four corners. I believe it could be the shape of a table. We might be encased, like nobody could leave the earth, like in some type of invisible force field. So the best kind of model I could kind of explain is kind of like a snow globe. You know how like the bottom is flat and we're kind of surrounded by this bubble. But this bubble seems to be some type of energy, and it's holding waters above, which is why when we look up, the sky is blue. When it comes to planets and stuff like that, I don't believe they're actually what they're telling us. They're not pieces of rocks or pieces of gas. They're actually trapped inside the snow globe with us, with the sun and the moon.
That's an interesting.
Sorry, Ethan.
Sorry.
You keep saying they keep telling us this and they keep telling us that and they keep. Who are these they?
Mm-hmm. They, I would say, the institutions. I'd say schools, movies, television, music, other modern stuff too.
Why do you think they are all like, I guess, what's the purpose of them hiding it, and how are they able to keep this secret so well?
So their purpose of all of this is to, I guess, take God out of the equation. It's also a type of, like, I'd say, like, maybe ego and like enslaving humanity. But I think the biggest part is taking God out of the whole creation thing, because if you look at how they I'm not gonna say how modern cosmology was born, or how the planet was born. They see stuff like the Big Bang, but they can't explain simple things like what exploded, when did it explode, why did it explode, what exploded. And if you come to like modern science, like real truth science, not pseudoscience, explosions don't create things. Explosions only destroy. So it's everything that they teach us in schools and movies.
The Big Bang wasn't an explosion, though. Are you aware of that the Big Bang wasn't actually an explosion? That was a derogatory name that was given to it by people who were detractors. Yeah, the people who weren't in favor of the model actually called it that, taking the mickey out of it. It was a piss-taking name. Yeah, it was the Big Bang is, as we understand it, is actually, it's an expansion. It's not nothing exploded. Okay. Nothing went bang. There was no light. It was an expansion of a singularity. So no explosion did create anything, because according to the model, there was no explosion. So I'm with you completely there. I absolutely agree with you. Explosions don't create things.
What would it take to shake your confidence in all of this? Because you do, you seem pretty confident in it. So what could change your mind?
Well, I've had tons of debates with teachers, with friends, with people, and I normally just leave them flabbergasted. It's very difficult, because the thing about it is that I used to be in love with space, with like the whole space documentaries and series. I always wanted to learn about the cosmos, the galaxy, the sun, the big red giants, the neutron stars, and all that stuff. But then I slowly, when I started reading scriptures, everything kind of like became sort of like non-realistic, and I started actually waking up and paying attention how like these documentaries are just CGI. They never give us like actual real footages. Like if they have so many satellites and so many telescopes out there, the Hubble telescopes, let's say for one of them, the most famous one, why can't they just give us live feed from that? Why can't they just turn the Hubble telescope and see the Earth spin? Or you zoom in from the Hubble telescope to like the flag that's on the moon. None of that stuff has been done. And the whole thing with the ISS, like NASA and these space programs, they could barely fit people and launch people into space. Like, how is it that they could like have a whole mansion, a whole house up there? And like, how is it that they could barely put people in rockets, but yet they could build a house up there? Like that's a ton of material, that's a ton of metal, that's
a lot of stuff to go up, Peter.
And there's no report. Yeah.
The space station is a huge thing. You can see it from Earth, but it's not like, as you described it, a mansion. It's not a space with lots of room inside where people can kind of move about freely. It's small compartments which are constructed together, and each individual compartment was taken up separately, and they were actually constructed there in space. So I just want to come back actually to something you said. I'm just interested. You said as you started reading scriptures, have you not always been religious then? Is that something that you came to later?
That is correct. I was non-religious. I don't know if I was atheist or not. I just was living life. Life was just passing by me, and I came across how I became religious was this. And this is why the flat Earth is so important to my heart, due to the fact that I was always into conspiracies, Bigfoot, Planet X, Planet
Never had a Bigfoot.
Anything that you could.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Think of, I was a conspiracy. No worries. I was a conspiracy theorist to the max.
Okay.
And then one day I was just sitting in my laptop. I was scrolling through videos, and I saw a flat Earth video. And the first thing I saw in my head, I was like, this is ridiculous. Like, this is bogus. Whoever put this video is just trying to troll me. It's clickbait. It's for sure not real. I dismissed it. I didn't even bother watching it. But then later, like, I kept coming back to, let's see what's the newest, like, conspiracy theory. Let's check this out. And then more flat Earth videos started coming out. So then I told myself, okay, you know what? I'm gonna watch one just so I could see how ridiculous and how sorry for how dumb this is. And after I watch the first one, I'm just gonna dismiss it and never watch it again. So if I ever see more flat Earth videos, I'm just gonna say, no, that's ridiculous. But then I ended up seeing one of Eric Dubé's flat Earth videos, and it blew my mind. And then I was like, what? I never thought about this. And then it started watching more. It was the time where censorship on YouTube wasn't as strong. So there's a lot of great people uploading videos about the flat Earth and how the scriptures back it up. How, you know, they say it's like the four corners of Earth. How it says in Genesis how the Earth is unmovable and we don't move. And like most experiments to prove the Earth moving and stuff like that.
Peter, are you saying that it was the flat Earth that made you religious? It was actually getting into flat Earth first.
Yes, it was the flat Earth opened up the doors for me to be religious.
Right. Okay.
We gotta wrap up in just a moment and get on to the next caller. But Richard,
I'm so enjoying this call so much.
Did you do you have any final questions?
I've got lots of questions that we haven't got time for. Peter, I've really enjoyed talking to you. Thank you for being respectful, and it's been such a good conversation. I've got so much I'd like to say and continue the conversation with you. Please call back into the show again in future.
Yeah, thanks for your time, Peter.
For sure. It's a pleasure. Thank you so much, guys. We just, like I
said,
scratch the surface, and thank you.
All right.
You guys.
Have a good one.
God bless. You too. Take care.
All right. I need to get like Brain Bug or a scientist to review everything that was just said so we can go over anything that was missed. That's what we should do one day. You know how we do like movie reviews? We should do perspective reviews. We'll just get
that's a really good idea.
And review
really good idea.
So we can pick up on all the things that were missed.
It's a good idea as long as I'm involved. That's all I'm saying.